Hi, everybody. Big green button. Whoops. And back.
Yep.
There's been a bunch of Flangs over the years. We're the latest Flang. Been around this is our 4th year, I'm pretty sure. It's a joint project started by the DOE, the NSSA labs, NNSA labs, and PGI and NVIDIA. And I'm at PGI, work on the compilers there. And we took the PGI Fortran front end, wrote a bridge to LLVM IR, generate into LLVM, take the Fortran runtime with whatever the target runtime is, usually glibc, and produce programs. And our goal was to sort of up the ante of Fortran in open source compared to GCC or G-Fortran. So it's been open source since May of 2017, and we've probably kicked in, 1,400 commits since then. It's the same as our mainline commercial compiler. We keep them pretty closely in sync. The main difference is that the PGI optimizer is not part of Flang, so it's just front end lower into LLVM with OpenMP. We are working on a lot of debugged metadata. So for Fortran, in Dwarf, there is a lot of Fortran-specific Dwarf, but there was no metadata for Fortran. So we've been generating new metadata and pushing those changes upstream. I think we've gotten 1 in and 2 are pending in Fabricator, and we probably have 3 or 4 more to go that we're still working on. We are continuing to work on Fortran 2008 features, which is one thing you'll see about Fortran. The standard runs pretty far ahead of the compilers. This year we hope to get G0 edit in, execute command line, norm2, a math function, and then do more with the polymorphic. Fortran's object-oriented now, if you didn't know. And there's polymorphic assignment that we need to get done. That's all on GitHub where we're doing our work. Performance, if it's a slow solution, it's a no solution. That's what they say about Fortran. So I've got a laser pointer here. These are normalized against 100% would be GNU. This is the current Flang. Polyhedron's an old benchmark. It's old-fashioned Fortran, so everybody's trained on it quite a bit. So all the compilers are about the same. Spec FP and int 2017, that's floating point. This is just the Fortran codes, and you'll see that Flang does a pretty good job. That's mostly LLVM. There's no optimization from PGI in there. PGI does have some Fortran-specific optimizations that kicks it ahead a little bit, as you can see in the yellow number. Then spec OpenMP, that's OpenMP benchmarks, and we're using the KMPC. We target the OpenMP library that comes with LLVM, and we get pretty good performance, much better than the GOMP library that comes with GNU. And the reason that PGI is higher is that there's one vector loop in a benchmark called MD, which PGI can catch, but the other compilers can't. So otherwise, they'd be pretty similar up and down the line there. One thing we implemented in the last year is target offload. So a lot of people have been talking about GCC, and there was a talk this morning, one of the student talks. Johannes is talking this afternoon about how do we optimize for target offload with, and in our case, we're talking about to NVIDIA GPU. Is the timer on or am I done? Oh, okay. So what we're doing here is we've followed the same lead that Clang took. So we're generating about the same calls that Clang generates for Fortran, get about the same performance. And when other people are doing optimizations, whether it's IBM or whether it's Johannes at Argonne, we'll probably follow along that same path to continue to do target offload. There. And the big news is that we looked at our front end and we wanted to be Clang quality. And we looked at our code, which we started writing in the 80s, and said, this is never going to be. So we started over, new project called F18. And about 6 weeks ago, we asked the LLVM board if we could come under the umbrella of LLVM. We sent that out to the mailing list, got a lot of comments. The biggest discussion points were about being C++ 17. Other comments about using ASTs, Clang ASTs for Fortran. And I think we've really discuss those and have a good foundation for just taking F18 and C++ 17 and putting it under the umbrella. We've asked again if if that'd be okay, and to create a mailing list and a top-level directory. So that's the project. Check it out. Thanks.